Third race on the card. Let's get our place accumulators up and running now. We're on the inside track over 1,000 meters. For those of you that follow Twitter, you will have the PA already on Twitter and on WhatsApp as well, so you get some of that information. And LinkedIn Navigator, the betting's been suspended when we recorded this on Wednesday, but was priced up 14 to 10, and Missed in Scotland, the second choice, so 5 and 7. Missed in Scotland's number 7, 28 to 10. Lots of unknown, lots of uncertainty here, Darren, so we're going to do this with much caution, I guess. What's your plan?
Yes, there's only 3 runners that have actually had a run already. Numbers 5, 7 and 4. I thought Lincoln Navigator, fair debut, as well as Missed in Scotland, fair debut. And then King of Queen was a bit disappointing on debut. So 5, 7 and 4, and then include the first timer number 6, Prince of Green.
Okay, we'll put that in the play. The Ash Fortune stable, remember we're doing this Wednesday morning, so we don't know what happened Wednesday night, but the stable's been in good form, so we have to respect that runner.
Yeah, they're flying, Clark. Now, this was supported in the anti-post market on debut. He drifted out race time. He looks like a lovely sort. I watched him in the canter pass. The winner trotted up on in that race. I think he won by 4 lengths, so he wasn't too far off the second place runner. Plenty scope for improvement. Link in Navigator, form line a little bit suspect. 3 runners, all 3 unplaced, open for improvement. And then my top pick has to be number 7, Missed in Scotland. Now, she's the filly in the race. She gets a 2.5 kgs allowance. Clyde, she showed a lot of pace on debut. I think that form line is certainly going to hold up because the winner was touted. A good thing, the runner-up was fancied to kill, and she wasn't disgraced. So I've gone 4 and 7 in the opening leg of the PA.
Okay. And also Daryl's talking about his leaving Las Vegas, who won well that day. All right, let's put the PA up. This is Daryl's place accumulator that he's worked out for us. That's up on your screen at the moment. And you'll notice he hasn't, he's banked at the 7 in the second last leg. That's the only banker in the PA, and it's a 96 Rand per. Elusive Justice, number 5 on Wednesday morning, favourite at 28 to 10. First timer Cosmic Star, 33 to 10. 9 to 2 about number 8 Sagan, who shortened just by the way. I think opened 7 to 1, shortened to 9 to 2. Ash Fortune, Ryan Munger, the team up here. And they've also got this horse Camerata in here. Darren, let's talk about it because it's an opportunity to get a pick 6 on and hopefully we can get it right. So what do you like?
Well, Clyde, Elusive Justice and Sagan have a lot of scope for improvement because they've only had the 1 run and there was only a neck separating them on debut. But Elusive Justice, I can tell you, is looking for a bit further. Camerata, consistent form of late, rocking the time away consistent and fully automatics. If you go 1, 5, 8, 9 and 10, you're safe in the pick 6.
All right, and the question is, do you need to go that many?
Are they betting you, Clyde?
28 to 10 Elusive,
yeah.
33 to 10 Cosmic Star first timer, 9 to 2 Sagan shortened. Now was 7 to 1, but they've backed that, I see.
There shouldn't be much separating number 3 Elusive Justice and Sagan in the market too.
The 5
they
Elusive
finished
Justice
alongside each other. Why is the one that price and the other one double the odds? Doesn't make any sense. Andrew Fortune, Ryan Munger in cracking form at the moment. Elusive Justice, very green on debut. He was doing his best work late. I think if it was a 1200, I'd be more confident with regards to his chances, but he does jump from the best tall gates of Clyde and plenty scope for improvement. I think of the race runners, they are the 2 that we can focus on. Watch the betting with regards to number 4 of Cosmic Star, Clyde. He's related, he's actually a half-brother to Chayavana, who's a lifetime winner over 1200 meters. And if the money comes for him, instead of Elusive Justice, you have to sit up and take notice.
Pay attention. All right. Well, interesting race. Again, there are a few unknowns in here. And in the pick 6, this is what Darren has done for everybody. This is a look at what he wants to do. He's going to go horses. Second leg of the pick 6, he's going to banker number 9. And those who don't know, it's Chet Dynasty, who is currently at 14 to 10 on the Wednesday morning. And this perm is around 400 Rand for 10%. Okay, back with us now. Let's get on to race number 5 on the card and have a look. This is where Jet Dynasty runs, and Darren Burrows has banked this horse, Jet Dynasty. I know that much, and we'll talk about it in a moment. We've got Twitter and WhatsApp available for you for those who don't watch. Last time I saw Jet Dynasty a little bit green, come from far back, running on quite strongly in the closing stages, and you may have it right here, Darren.
Clyde, if this was on the stand-side track, I would make him a good thing. I know he was carded just the other day and they cancelled the meeting. But the inside track is the only concern because he does take time to unwind. His comeback run as a gelding and after a break was super impressive. When he got going the final 200, he was lashing home. And another 100 meters he would have won going away. This is a step up to a mile. Keegan de Mello from a deepest draw. I'm hoping that he's put into the race early and there's not too much ground to make up because he's going to have to go and fetch Stepping Out, who is the best of the rest.
Yeah. I noticed as they put the whip on him, he started running around and became green and all of that sort of stuff. But there appears to be a lot of improvement to come from this horse.
Yeah, Clyde, I think in 6 months' time you won't be able to compare these two horses.
Right.
But they're racing over a mile on the inside track. And at this stage of his career, I don't think Jet Dynasty is the sort that you want to bustle early. I don't think he's got that early toe. So, judging on his first 2 starts, he's going to have to make up the ground on Stepping Out, who's going to get first run on him. So, for that reason only, I'll put them both in, Clyde. I'm not entirely convinced of Jet Dynasty's latest form line. But there have been a good few placings.
I saw that, yeah.
4 horses that have actually run second in their next start. So it's not the worst of form lines. Stepping Out, also his latest form line's also suspect. But this time around, he's got the 1 draw. He's going to get the run of the race. And I think he's more effective on the inside track because he does have a short run in, a burst, and then he tends to be found once.
Yeah, I noticed exposed early last time. You know, it was 400-500, saw the grandstand, saw the whatever, etc. And, you know, maybe needs to be tucked away and come that sort of ride.
More patient. And Ryan's riding extremely well, Clyde. So I think he knows what he needs to do this time around. So I'm not going to separate the two of them. Like I say, in 6 months' time, you'll certainly be able to separate the two of them.
It's interesting that they've wrapped it up that way between the 2 horses. One's certainly going to have lots and lots of potential, and well, we'll see what Stepping Out's all about. Still put up a fantastic run when being exposed early, only beaten on that occasion a short head. Let's have a look at jackpot time now, and here we go. We're going to put that up for you. We've got Darren's jackpot where he is bankering the 9 by those horses in the next 3 legs, so he has gone quite a few, and he's hoping, of course, that this horse won't be too green and that the inside track won't find him out. On Wednesday morning, there are 11 horses that line up for race number 6. It's a 99 divided handicap. It's fillies and mares, and it's run over the 1450 metres. They bet almost 5-1 the field here, Darren. So I know from your jackpots and your play you've loaded, but what is your roving banker in this race?
I would have to lean towards a bit of an outsider. I thought well handicapped with 52 kilos, Peyton's Tears from a good draw. As long as she jumps with them, she sometimes has got a tendency to jump a bit awkwardly and slow, but they removed the cheek pieces last time out, and against the Colts, she ran an absolute cracker after a break. Tipsy Tarragon should be thereabouts, not disgraced in the fillies guineas last time out. Pacifiers go on. Marigold Hotel's alive. Wakanda, and others.
Interesting. A horse like Princess Philippa certainly would have a chance as well. Peyton's Tears, not a bad run at all. Had Laguna Verde behind it last time. And the likes of Thunderbolt and those horses. So perhaps at 12-1 it's worth considering in your play.
What's my topic?
Oh, you picked it if you tipped it first as well. Okay, well, there you go. So what do they say? Great minds think alike. Darren and Daryl don't talk, as you know that. They don't talk to each other, just so that you know. But they naturally do on air. They have to. But they don't prepare between them or study together or anything like that. So what? This horse is not going to start 12-1.
I'm yet to meet Darren Burrows.
Oh, yeah.
When's that going to happen? When you
we need to. I don't know. Let's talk to Stephen Watson and ask him to get us to Cape Town somehow. If Cape Town welcomes us there. All right, 12-1 Peyton's Tears. What do you say?
2023 this year?
Pardon?
2023.
Hopefully so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Clyde. Anyway, you can see on paper she has to be a runner. Will she jump on terms? she's got a tendency of getting left, and if that's the case, we're going to be in trouble. If she jumps on terms, she's a player. Please take note that Randall Simons is not riding, so there's no jockey carded in number 7, Princess Philippa. If you like her chances, you have to have a healthy respect for Wakanda. Both are track and trip suited. Both have got racing fitness on their side. Well drawn. They'll run honest races, and I'm expecting them to reverse the form with Sister Light, who I'm going to follow next time over a bit of distance. The race doesn't stop there over there. Tipsy Tarragon and the top weight, Marigold Hotel, have to be included.
Okay. The handicap fillies and mares, it is that kind of race. You always try and find a bit of value in the handicap with ratings, and that's what the guys try to do here. They found Peyton's Tears, and this is how they're going to use Peyton's Tears in the betting. They're going to put it into a quartet, 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 11. Perhaps you want to just float the 11 with 1, 4, 6, 7, and 8. It's up to you guys that are watching. Don't tell you a few favourites on the day. He's got L&B top of the boards here at number 5 on the card, priced up at 7-2. Alec Laird's Quasi Lady is second choice at 4-1. And Little Mary Sunshine, number 1, is trading at 5s. 5-1 about 2 Strange Magic, whom I'll give a small chance to in the race, and 6-1 and better about the others. Go to Darren Burrows. Let's talk about this. It's a 14.50 open again. From a market perspective, you can get almost 4-1. The field, and from your perms, I know you've loaded. One horse in particular, perhaps?
Well, LMB is a big runner, Clyde. First run out the maidens, I thought the 1800 was just stretching her a little bit. She moved up to a point, got outrun late. The drop back in trip, they're going to go fast. I think she'll run well. Horses like Little Mary Sunshine, I think the drop in trip's going to suit her. Her dam was very speedy, so even though by Silvano, there's a lot of speed in the pedigree, and off her rating, she should be competitive. And then I would include 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8 to be safe.
So there are a number of horses to consider, a few that have been around the block a few times and we know fairly well. So I don't know if that confuses matters more or does it make it easier?
Yeah, Clyde, I've got my doubts over the drop-in trip for LMB, but it looks like she's a nice filly. She actually showed a turn of foot last time out that caught my eye. I just don't know if she'll be suited by this inside track 14.50, but I certainly won't be surprised to see her win.
She won her mile comfortably, didn't she?
Yeah, that was a work riders.
Yeah.
On the classic track.
Yes, she beat on the guest list comfortably. But so what, you're worried about the drop in distance?
Yes, I think she may be looking for further, but I think she's a very nice filly and certainly could be well ahead of the handicapper.
Okay.
If you like her chances, you have to have a healthy respect for Little Mary Sunshine. I think she's got a lot in her favour this time around. I like the fact that she's coming back in trip. Strange Magic loves it here. The course in distance got Keegan DeMello from a good draw, a lot in her favour too. We've seen that form line being pranked with Sister Light and White Rebellion.
Yeah.
And then Quasi's Lady, Clyde, have a look at her. She's off a very competitive rating. She has gone up in her latest two starts, but she's got no weight to shoulder, and ipso facto won from there. So it's a tricky event.
Okay, so there are a few in here. That's quite right, that there were Sisters Light and Quite Rebellion that came from none other, and so perhaps this horse Strange Magic going to have a chance of value to be had, but an open race. So let's see, what have the guys decided to do with this sort of information for race 7, and Daryl's putting up jackpots where he's going 1, 2, 4 and 8, then bankering the 7 in the next leg. That's Just Be Nice, also the Candace Dawson stable, by 4, 5, 6, 7 and 9, by 7 and 8. So Daryl Marie, we saw banker Just Be Nice. I'm going to talk to Daryl about it now. Just Be Nice in his jackpots, who's Wednesday morning priced up at 4-1 and got MK Kachedi in the saddle. Tell us why you like this.
Clyde, either go on to 4racing.tv or the YouTube channel, 4Racing's YouTube channel. Watch the latest replay.
Yep.
Everything went wrong in running, and despite that, she won super impressively. With 2 kilogram penalty, I think that's very lenient, and I expect her to follow up. This apprentice has ridden her twice in the past, Clyde. Both times he's been unlucky. Despite her winning last time out, I thought he's been unfortunate on her, and I think she's going to show true colours today. I think she's well ahead of the handicapper based on her last start, and I expect her to win. There's two fillies over here that could have more to offer in Be In My Bonnet. Very likely raced, suspect form line, but open to further improvement. And the same lies, the same with regards to number 5 over here, Bushveld. Could have more to offer. But I think with 53 kilograms from a one draw, Clyde, 4-1 Just Be Nice. You have to have a go.
Having a look at the last one on the YouTube now, it does seem like a very nice horse. Seemed to be hanging around a little bit in the closing stages. Whip had to come out to straighten the horse. Inside track, no worries, eh?
No worries, Clyde.
Okay. Just Be Nice, perhaps the play of the day. Here's what we're going to look at. Before we look at that, Darren, I want to get confirmation from Mr. Burrows. You on the same page?
She is my first choice, Clyde. I did cover her in the exotics, but I was very impressed with the manner in which she won last time out. Around the bend, I thought she was in trouble because she wasn't in a good position. 53 kilos should be right there. I've included 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 10, but definitely my first choice.
Okay, so the go-ahead from both tipsters. Daryl Marie has put it in writing for you that Just Be Nice is the one to beat. Ninth race on the card to go around the turn here over 1,200 metres, and Johan Janssen van Vieren's got a few in here, but Saar Bomber's the favourite, priced up at 2-1, number 5. Lovely looker, lovely mover, Darren.
Yes, last time out it was his comeback run after being cut into in his penultimate start where he was beaten at 5-10. It was a good effort. I do believe he's a horse looking for 1,400 metres. Last time out, he was beaten 2.5 lengths by Texas Red, and he meets Texas Red half a kilo worse off. So Texas Red comes into the race with a big chance. Dance Till Daylight. Now, she's got Cape Town form. She ran against some of the best fillies in Cape Town, was competitive in high-grade races. So Dance Till Daylight, if not in need of the run, should be right there. And I've thrown in Mardi Gras. I know he's an 8-year-old, but he'll enjoy the soft underfoot conditions in this type of race.
Yeah, Dance Till Daylight. It's interesting. Priced up at 5-1 at the moment. Number 4 in the card. Gavin Larena has taken the ride. Darren Burrows confirming the Cape Town form is good enough for this kind of race, Daryl. And I guess with Texas Red coming into the race as well weighted as it is against the likes of Saar Bomber, you've got to give that respect. But is there something else other than those?
I think Set to Go has to be a player over here, Clyde. You can see he's very competitive with his current rating. Got a good draw on the inside track. I think this tracking trip is actually going to suit him. So he's going to be my narrow first pick. I like the look of Texas Red because this was, I think the penny's finally dropped. He's always hung terribly in his races. I think he's learning about racing now. Judging on his last starts, I think he ran above his rating because he was terribly out at the weights on that occasion. A few horses ran below their ratings in that race, but I think he is ahead of the handicappers. So for me, 7 and 9, but the race doesn't stop there, Clyde.
Set to Go. Nothing's really come yet from Lucy English. I mean, that wasn't long ago, I guess, was it? It was the first week of Feb, so it's still quiet. But the form, I suppose, the company, because Wind Water was in there, so there's a line for comparison that you can use with, well, Johan can anyway, to give him some sort of idea.
Yeah, Clyde, I'm not rushing out to have a bet on the nose.
Yeah.
I think a nice trifecta quartet race.
All right, well, let's have a look at it because I think we might have that. Let's see. We have got a quartet box, Ricky tells me. Well, that's good. Let's put it up, Rex. And he's boxing 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. 10th and final is a handicap. We're at the 66 level now. It's over 1,000 metres. A race where you want to get some money out of the quartet, perhaps, where on Wednesday morning this horse beaded ground, top of the boards at 5-2, beaded ground. Pendragon, second choice at 5-1. That's 3 and then 8. And the 10, Darren, I see they're priced up at 5-1. St. John Gray's After Hours. It's 11-2 and better about the others. This horse, What a Tiger. Keegan de Mello's taken the right, so I guess one's got to pay attention to that. What do you like there?
Well, touching on What a Tiger, this is the one Daryl and me pretty much labelled at 40-1 last time out. He was 7-1, a place anti-post, and he looked a winner at the 200, but he got swallowed up late. The only concern could be the 13 draw. He's probably going to have to try and overcome the draw and go handy. Beaded Gowns in form should be right there again. Looking hot, Pendragon. There's so many with chances, even a horse like Icy Eater off his current rating. So not a race I would get involved in.
Well, the interesting thing about this is that Keegan DeMello's got the ride on number 11, What a Tiger. Now, do you like it again?
The draw's off-putting, Clyde. He needs a lot of luck in running. If he gets it, yes, I'll give him a big shot. Pendragon, he has a horse that's got the draw in his favour. His ratings come down. Have a look, Clyde. He's down to 68, and he's been victorious over this track and trip in the past. So I'm hoping to see him run into the money. And the same can be said with number 7 over here, the filly, looking hot. She's also one over the course in distance. She's also cracked a draw, and the tongue tie gets fitted for the first time. A very, very difficult race, Clyde. I think if I get the swinger right, I've done well.
Yeah, Pendragon might well be the one that beat that horse Unzen when it did on the inside track. Well, let's have a look. Not easy. It's a 66 handicap. You wouldn't expect it to be easy, right? But the guys have decided that perhaps the swinger's the way to go, and there are 2 horses that have been chosen. Looking Hot, who's got a decent sort of draw, and so has Pendragon. 7 and 8.